Good sounds here. I just saw a few items. There she is. Small. That's what I like about the Excalibur. It picks up little targets. Heavy. I saw something else. Nope. Maybe that's it. If we can't find the pair, nothing. Somebody's smoking some pot. I can smell it. God, you figure it's legal. I don't know. Got a good sound here. Take my headphones off because I can't hear. I'm getting a na-na-na-na. I like the Excalibur because it's easy to pinpoint. Got another quarter. Excalibur's easier to pinpoint metal detector than that CTX with a 17-inch coil. Man, that's tough to pinpoint sometimes. Nice sound and tone. Kind of sounds like a cat, right? Got a quarter. Well, I got something good. Probably hear that. I wet sanded a lot today, but not much. Let's see. I saw it right in here. Come on up. Look at that piece of bling. Afraid that's all it is though. Just a piece of junk bling. Good sounding one here. See what we got. Penny. We got this plus tide cycle out here, and you get the real low tides in the early morning. You get an extra 100 feet down there on the low tide mark, but it also pushes the water up high and it will cram people in like sardines. You get a lot of coins and jewelry in this top 50 feet up to the seawall on these beaches. It's a good play if you watch it. You can always score a few little coins or some good finds. So lots of surfers on that end. Got a signal. Get ourselves a shiny quarter. They like to run this Excalibur with very little threshold, almost silent search. So when I'm gridding these beaches, I like to take this long-handled scoop and drag it, and I'm dragging this thing behind me, and it's leaving a line, and you can see that line, and my coil will follow that line right up, just like that. I'm going right up to that line, but on the way back, when you're dragging your scoop, you got to compensate over a few feet. You don't want to go over the same ground, but you really want to grid the beach. Then you rotate them. Don't work the same beach every day. You get a good rotation going, move over on several beaches, you're bound to get more jewelry. That's how it's worked for me over the years, but it's a good technique. I see signs of a shiny object. Not getting anything though. Might be just a necklace. See it? Right there? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on. I don't know, that might be gold. Looks like it's broken. Look at that. See how it's broken? It's broken. It broke right off of somebody's tip and I eyeballed it. Might be white gold. Well, here's the wrap-up video. Good news and bad news, I would guess. Got about $3.50, maybe $4 and change. Did get a little tarp cover. I'm getting a lot of these this year. I think they're from tent tarps or something. And the little bronze eyelets, brass eyelets, are pains in the butt to dig, but they're on the beaches. Got a junk little hair clip, junk earring, just plated. Got this beautiful it's a amethyst gold plated earring, and I think it's got a little swan on the back, so it might be Swarovski or a higher end jeweler piece, but it is not gold. It's not marked, but still pretty though, pretty stone. Did get this too. It's a piece of bling. It's not anything great, but when I was eyeballing up by the walkway, I did get a broken necklace. Saw it. That's another thing. When I metal detect and I'm moving that coil from side to side, I've always got my eyes trained down. And you can find necklaces and rings sticking out of the ground. It's happened to me quite a few times over the years. But this is Mark 925, so it's silver. It's light. Doesn't really weigh much. We could probably put it on my scale here and see what we got for a weight. Yeah, 2.6 grams. And as for the bad news, well, that ring I had found the last time out, I thought it was gold, but unfortunately I got it home, looked inside, and it's not marked. Then I took the loop and I really looked at it, and it's got almost a painted finish. And judging by its size, it should be much heavier if it was gold. So this is definitely a plated piece of jewelry. Not really worth anything, but thought it was a gold ring. But today I wanted to tell you what I do though when I find gold. How I sell it. Few people had asked me, where do you sell it? How do you sell it? Do you sell it? And I do sell some gold wedding bands. I keep quite a bit of stuff, but I do sell some. And I'm going to show you how I do it today. First thing you got to really do is you got to get a digital scale. And something that weighs in grams. And I gotta tell you, they're cheap. You can get them on eBay, get them on there for around $5. And you want to get a jeweler's loupe too, and be able to check your jewelry pieces over. But the first thing I like to do is I like to weigh it. So find out what it is, if it's 10 karat or 14 or 18 karat jewelry, and I want to weigh this ring. So we're going to pretend that this is a gold ring today. We got 2.3 grams. We're going to say it's 14 karat, just as a hypothetical. So 2.3 grams of 14 karat. So we're going to find out the spot price now, and I'm going to take you up to a spot where I check this out. So hold on. Alright, so now we're at the spot, and the website, it's called dendritics.com, and this gives you a live source to price your metal. Different metals: gold, platinum, silver, palladium. The weights, I weigh them in grams. Purity, anything between 10 and 24 karat. Currency, you can denominate it in US dollars, Canadians, or euros, whatever you like, and it will give you the real-time calculated value in US dollars at the time. So the ring we're going to weigh today is gold, and this is a hypothetical. The ring is plated, but we're going to pretend that it's gold. The weight was 2.3 grams. We're going to select grams. Purity, we're going to say, was 14. We're going to select 14. We'll leave currency as US. Markup, discount, we'll leave alone. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to click the calculate tab. That gives us a total value of $54.22 in United States dollars value. So we do have a value now of where it should be around of the total melt price. Next, I want to show you where I actually send it and how not to get taken. So we got the value of this, and now we know what it is and pretty much what it's worth in melt value. The next step would be, where do I take it? Where do you go? A man at the beach I had talked to told me that, well, it's great and everything, but gold isn't worth much. Unfortunately, he had taken his gold to a pawn shop. Pawn shops will only give you roughly 40%, even less sometimes, maybe 20 to 30% of the actual value of your ring. You've probably heard about cash for gold commercials and stuff like that. You got to be very careful of unscrupulous individuals, especially cash for gold in pawn shops. They would give you a lot less than what your item is actually worth. If I was going to sell a ring and I wanted to maybe sell the ring and turn it into US dollars and then maybe back into something else, I'd go right to the refiners. And I got to tell you, there's really only 2 of them in the US that are going to buy your gold and give you upwards of 80 to 90, maybe even 100% of the spot value of that gold. One of them is Midwest Refineries, and they're out of Michigan, and the other one is ARA, and they're out of Texas, Dallas, Texas, I believe. Those are 2 of the best companies. I've done it over the years. If I get real heavy on gold, I like to turn some of it into silver. I'll actually go in and sell some of my gold, and I'll actually turn it into silver bullion. And sometimes I'll actually take some gold, I'll sell it, and I'll buy some mining shares too. The hobby's been good to me. Some years I've done excellent, some years poor. This is a very poor year, but I also like to keep some of my finds. I don't sell everything. I'll keep some of the rings, and like I say, some of them are excellent to keep for motivation. You found something on the beach, it's worth some money, maybe it has historical significance, so it keeps you motivated.
But what I've done is I'll show you some of the invoices over the years. Here's one for 530. This was actually 1 year. 640, 266, 415, 577, 565, 345, 500, 155, 90, 240. This year, this was 2013, and I ended up making about $20,000 that year. I'd found 66 gold rings. So the hobby, you can actually, it pays. The hobby will pay you back. You have to be dedicated to it. Some years you're not going to get that. Some years you are. This year for me it's been horrible. I haven't really put a lot of time into it, and mostly what I sell is wedding bands or class rings. I really don't sell stuff with stones. Really totally against that. Stuff with stones, you get a really private sale. You want to get an appraisal. I've developed some friendships with some jewelers too. They've taught me some stuff. But stuff with stones, you want to get an appraisal, and I would recommend private sale via Craigslist or word of mouth. But that's how I've done it over the years, and I've pretty much, like I say, I turn a lot of the stuff into back into hard assets. I'm really a big fan of silver. I think that's right now is mostly undervalued, especially to gold. And how I know that is I check what's called the gold-silver ratio. You can look that up online, and typically when that runs up to 70 or 80 or even higher, that means gold is overvalued and silver is undervalued. So that's how I have judged it over the years. But that's it. I don't want to see anybody get taken. I mean, I know there's unscrupulous people that will try to buy gold from you, and they'll pay you very little, and I think a lot of that happened back in 2011 when gold almost crossed $2,000 an ounce. But I generally like to keep it. I think it's a good investment. I think it's going to go up in the coming years. Right now it's probably being manipulated down, but I'm not shy. I have courage, and I'm going to keep it up and keep it going. So that's pretty much how I do it. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.